Hello, thanks a lot for joining this session. It will be a quick announcement on the course that I designed. So, after so long, I decided to dedicate and allocate a portion of my time to release this course for free to all information security community. The main reason for that is I grew up into open source and Linux, and I've been reading documentation of somebody else for more than 20 years. I think it is the time to give something back. And the main reason why I choose infrastructure security consultant course as a title and as a topic is the reason why our roles in security are so wide, and the role of a consultant is sometimes to go across problem that can touch upon security architecture, compliance, governance, and many other domains. But infrastructure is a key skill, and evaluate the infrastructure is not an easy topic because at the time that you go for specific architecture design courses, you'll find a focus into cloud security, not looking at lateral move, for example, between on-prem and cloud. So the main reason why I went through this course syllabus and I designed that was to touch all area and explain some of the common industry problem on implementation that you see around, give familiarity to new consultant to have a better understanding of a big picture, and to connect the dots because it's actually what a security professional should do. Be capable to zoom in, zoom out, see the gaps, and address it. So let's move forward, and I will introduce you the target in terms of audience, what are the topics, and like that you can decide if this course is for you. It will be released uh, weekly. I'm trying to keep up weekly a lesson, and so I will go through all syllabus, and you'll have a lesson together with a YouTube lesson. You'll have on SlideShare the specific slides for that lesson, the one that I'm sharing right now. This one is already published on my SlideShare. I will give you the link in the description of the video. So let's move forward on why you should listen to me. There is no actual reason. It's a lot of trust. I do know that. I could list the big corporation that I've been working for, but work for a big corporation doesn't actually make you smarter and doesn't give you magically nothing. Sometimes working for startup, you are going across multiple domains that make you more flexible. Sometimes working in big corp, you can work and have good colleague like I always did, really knowledgeable, specialized in some specific topic. So I think the big value of my career was always to be close to real good talent and be curious. And so if there is one reason why you should trust me is that I had a lot of curiosity about topics. I started in Linux. It wasn't enough to zoom in into kernel space. I wanted to know how it was connecting. I started to study networks, and my curiosity never ended. And so I went through everything is part of infrastructure, storage, problems in a complex environment that can be the design of a management VLAN, how secure at the time that there was not yet the concept of microsegmentation, east-west, that is quite common right now. And I've been following a multitude of solutions, and I always tried to stay vendor neutral of these 20 years. This one giving me experience not on the way how a vendor means something or on the Gartner category, but on the real hands-on reason why stuff is implemented. So I have a website, carlo.dapino.info. You'll find more information about me. Let's move forward with the course. So the main target for any consultant is to visualize the big picture. So zoom in, zoom out are the tasks that you should do in a blink of an eye. And especially a consultant has to jump from one project to another one and get familiar around it quite quickly. So in this course, I will also explain practical issue that you could have, for example, with documentation that is not up to date, problem with a completely different type of diagram that you can retrieve. Uh, when you get data, it's n- it's you need to think like an attacker. So what I'm adding is the experience also not just seeing stuff as a normal architect. A security architect should think as an attacker, but we do know that sometimes he doesn't think as a pen tester. I do care to always keep that in terms of practicality on how a kill chain works. So this one will be a key component, an imprint from my career and my skills. Connect the dots is just common to say, but not really common to practically say that. And we have demonstration across the industry. We talk a lot about CDN security, but we still have problem with that. We talk about container security, but we don't look at how the orchestration layer of a container, for example, can be insecure. So these kind of issue are the one that I will stress in this course, the one that are not popular. So there are small things, but you should know if you are doing engineering in the same way how you are an architect. When you do an high-level design, the translation to solutioning should never be creating a gap. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and it's becoming really common because each cloud service provider does have something specific, and so we are moving a lot into solutioning. But there are some skills in connecting the dots that any security architect should have, and any information consultant should have, and any security engineer should have too. But also incident response, because infrastructure is a big portion of that. When an incident responder needs to evaluate if the data that he's having is good or not, is also based on how much he does know about the infrastructure. Because if you don't know which layer can intercept or can give you the data that you need, you never enrich the data enough. And so connect the dots is not just from an architecture standing point, it's not how it's connected, it's how everything is integrated together and how it works in concert. Evaluate security posture. It's fashionable terms, but is actually extremely practical. When you get into a car, you switch on your dashboard and you see if the engine is having an issue. Think about it, it's not going to happen all the time long across the state. Infrastructure could unify the visibility. We stress out about this common issue. And so propose changes. You can propose changes when you understood also the historical reason for a change and the why what you see of your infrastructure is looking like that. Sometimes can be something that was done by somebody that left, and something can be a workaround. And you need to be confident on understanding also the limitation that you can have. Sometimes introducing security controls can weak your security posture. Having a tap and risk that an attacker can compromise the tap point or anyway, you are going to have more and more problems. So the I've been starting when we were piling up security solution one after the other one, and most were redundant. Actually, we still see the result of that, but right now we see also products that overlap with each other. In this course, I will try to stress all these problem because before you propose a change, you need to understand the reason behind that. So the audience is security professional, CTO, IT staff, you are curious individual like me, and you having question, it's perfect for you because it's the reason why I made it to write this course. So the requirement, I can't go through everything starting from scratch. So I'm expecting that you have a basic understanding of an ISO OSI layer works, HTTP and web stack, TCP/IP, some common networking kind of knowledge. It's really basic. So don't expect that I'm the course trying to fix concept. For every concept you can zoom in and I can give you more resources on everything. I'm always available to get a question and make this course more interactive than I can. So now we touch the syllabus. I did my best to organize the first chapter with an overview of all layers and all problems that you can have across each layer. So I'm not going to bother you reading what you can see in the screen. But as you see, it's quite juicy. It's having a lot. I spend a lot of time to organize each lesson, and I'm trying to give you graphical way to understand the concept. I'm not expecting to go so much in deep that this course will avoid you to Google something. And so trying to understand the meaning of what I'm saying. If you miss some topic, go Google it, come back and replay. It's free this course. And so it will always stay there. And I'm going to give you all syllabus and plus you can at any time ask a question. So at the end of chapter 1, I'm expecting that I remove a bit of a marketing misconception. I highlighted the corner of infrastructure that you could don't think about, and trying to give you an understanding also of a common implementation issue. Chapter 2, I will focus on security control, and for the reason that I just mentioned, add the security control means sometimes also enlarge the attack surface. I will stress on API, I will stress on pass, and I go through all experience across everything you see there. I'm not copying and pasting content from somebody else. You see that also the topics are quite original. I'm not trying to look knowledgeable. I'm just selling and packaging whatever was useful for me and whatever I actually use day to day. If you take architecture books, you'll find most about high-level design, but you'll struggle to find an actual experience if you are new to the field. If you are a new security consultant, you'll see in documentation stuff that you never actually touch. So it won't be this course also a generation change. So I'm giving some of experience also based on something that is not there, but is still there. Let's be honest, we are running on MPLS for how long? There is nothing more historical than that. Now it's coming back with SD1, but adding more complexity because we need to route the MPLS up to the edge. And so if you're not following what I'm saying right now, don't be scared. Each topic it will be approached in a structured manner. But it's just to explain that you'll find some topics that you'll not find nowhere else, or at least I didn't made it. Security integrator is something that I'm trying to stress. I think is one of the biggest issue. Some job posting right now for DevOps are actually trying to fill that gap, the security integrator. Doesn't matter what's the name of the role, it's more the thinking. And so in this chapter, I will go through how each security control get integrated with native control. What you bought 2 years ago right now is probably available as a part of some other offering that you are having. And chapter 4 it will be about the future picture. The future picture is because you need to think as an attacker, but you need also to forecast how the attacking surface will change. So right now, everything is moving to a framework. Automation is used extensively by attackers. And so it doesn't make any sense to see over and over conversation on payloads, not understanding that anyway the payloads will change in a dynamic manner based on the information gathering that will gain when it's inside. So some of the thinking is too static, and most of automation will introduce a dynamically um, attack vector. It will be more and more modular. Command center introduced that back in the days. I'm not, I didn't discover the hot water here. I'm just telling you what will be the forecast in terms of automation and how you can expect that even your actual control can be fooled by that. So I will stress on browser security and on the fact that a lot of controls can be bypassed at a higher layer of the ISO, like the dual factor authentication. You get an session hijack, you just bypass it. So sometimes you don't see this obvious statement, obvious for us as a security professional outside. So if you are an IT professional and you are curious, this one can be a good chapter for you as well, also on food for thought. Chapter 5, want to just be the wrap up and explaining all these area that I touch on now consolidated, how trying to understand. I did other session on how to perform gap analysis, how to think about strategy, and you'll have it in my YouTube channel in any case. This course is for free, is copyrighted, but is for free and is going to be on YouTube, freely accessible, SlideShare connected with everything you see on the screen. You can pause. I hope you'll cope well with my terrible accent. I will do my best to speak slowly, clearly, and I apologize in advance for the accent, but sometimes it's tricky. So subscribe to YouTube. You'll get notified whenever I push a new lesson. Each lesson will be numbered, as you see from the syllabus, so it will be easy for you to take the syllabus in the PDF in SlideShare and just follow the lesson at your best convenience. Whenever you need, you can contact me at any time. Okay? I hope you'll find it useful. It's a way to give back to the community. I hope it will be appreciated. And whenever you have a doubt, just drop me a line. Okay? Take care. Cheers.